across the economics profession, there were quite a few predictions that were really, really bad. And it seemed like a lot of the economic effects of these policies, especially the tariffs and then the deportations, were going to be really bad.
One thing that McKinnon and Nolan said, and our colleague Michael Clemens, who works on migration issues in a different way, said, and I supported, was the idea that we had to take the Trump administration seriously. They were going to shoot for deporting net 1 million people in the first year, and that is their declared goal, if not higher. We haven't yet seen the cratering of the economy that goes with that. Now, why is that? If you look at the sectors, we know there's a large contribution of migrant labor, including undocumented labor. So food processing, fruit and vegetable harvesting, certain kinds of mining, certain light manufacturing, hospitality, residential construction. So I put this up a couple of weeks ago as the world's most boring chart. It's 4 flat lines. But employment and output in these industries is flat, which means those workers are still there. So just as with tariffs, I think, leaving the human part aside, just as an economic forecaster, I think the shortages, the inflation, the contraction in output, what we call a stagflationary combination, is on its way. We're probably on net going to stay positive output in the US and not have an actual recession, going back to what we were just talking about, that there's the AI investment. There are some other things that are perfectly fine in the US economy at the same time this is happening. But we're going to move in a stagflationary direction, meaning the growth rate's coming down and the inflation rate's going up. The Fed has what we call operational or instrument independence, meaning day to day, it gets to make the best call on how to fulfill its mission, whether that's raising or lowering interest rates or approving or disapproving a bank merger. And that politics is supposed to not play into that. Long story short, we're now in the world of crypto.
Yes.
And the Trump administration, and more importantly, in some ways, sons of President Trump, of a couple different cabinet members, have very publicly, transparently taken private equity stakes in a lot of crypto firms. At the same time that the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and others are advocating what are called stable coins. And sometimes it's the same businesses that are selling the crypto and the stable coins. And I'm very worried that there is an inherent conflict of interest here. So even benefit of the doubt, say it's totally non-corrupt, transparent, the Trump administration family members are investing in something they think is good for America. But the fact is they have billions of dollars at stake. And there is a recurrent problem, even without those kinds of conflicts of interest, that financial companies that hold a lot of government debt tend to get protected by the regulators, tend to get protected with central bank bailouts. I just worry that as the Fed independence is compromised, that there's going to be an implicit bailout extended to these stablecoin and crypto companies, particularly the ones that are seen as being close to or favored by the Trump administration, like Tether. And so I think we are potentially undermining financial stability by playing with Fed independence, not just on interest rates, but on financial stability.